This letter was found inside a rusted helmet from World War II. It was written by an American soldier, but it was never sent. What it said still breaks hearts today. In the midst of the Second World War, specifically in the year 1944, a generation of young Americans faced a defining moment. Thousands upon thousands left the familiar comfort of their lives, stepping away from everything they knew and loved. They left behind their homes, the streets they grew up on, the laughter of their families, the promises of a future yet to be written. For many, the only bridge back to that world was through pen and paper. They carried letters in their pockets, tucked inside their gear. These weren't just words, they were lifelines, messages of love, and hope meant for the people they cherished most. A tangible piece of home in the heart of chaos. These letters were filled with dreams of return, with reassurances, with the small details of daily life that suddenly seemed so precious. They were promises whispered onto paper, sealed in envelopes, and sent across oceans. But some letters tragically never made it home. They became silent witnesses to the final moments of the brave souls who wrote them. Imagine the sheer scale of this moment in history. Young men, barely out of their teens, thrust into the crucible of war, armed with courage and the memories of a life they fought to protect. Each soldier was a story, a universe of hopes and fears. Their sacrifice wasn't just on the battlefield. It was in every letter they wrote, every memory they held onto, every goodbye they said. Their courage defined a nation and reshaped the world, a legacy of bravery that echoes through time. Decades later, in a quiet field in France, a team of historians and archaeologists were conducting a battlefield excavation. This was once a place of intense conflict, a landscape scarred by history. As they carefully sifted through the earth, they uncovered relics of the past, spent cartridges, fragments of uniforms, and then something more personal. A soldier's helmet, rusted by time and weather, lay partially buried in the soil. It was a common find, yet there was something different about this one. As they cleaned the dirt away, they noticed something tucked inside. It was a piece of paper, folded neatly, miraculously preserved within the helmet's protective shell. It had been sheltered from the rain, the mud, and the ravages of time. The team worked with extreme care. The paper was incredibly fragile, the ink faded by the years. Handling it was a delicate operation, a race against its inevitable decay. Every fold was a piece of history, every word a ghost from the past. Slowly, carefully, they unfolded the letter. The handwriting was that of a young man, the loops and lines filled with a quiet strength. As they deciphered the faded script, the message began to emerge, a voice speaking from across the generations. The letter had been written, but it had never been sent. It was a final testament, a message in a bottle cast into the sea of history, waiting for someone, anyone, to find it and read its story. This wasn't just an artifact, it was a heart, preserved in paper and ink. The letter was addressed to his mother. It began simply, "Dear Mom." From the very first words, the soldier's voice was clear, filled with a longing that transcended time. He wrote about how much he missed home, the small things he yearned for, the smell of her cooking, the sound of his father's laugh, the familiar creak of the porch swing. He asked about his younger sister, wondering if she was still practicing her piano lessons, if she had received the small gift he'd sent before he left. His words painted a vivid picture of a family life, a world of warmth and love that felt a million miles away from the cold reality of the trenches. He wrote about his friends in the platoon, brave men who had become his brothers. He didn't dwell on the horrors of war, but you could read it between the lines, in the careful way he chose his words to avoid causing worry. He spoke of his duty, of the reasons he was there, fighting for a world she could live in peacefully. He made a promise, a heartfelt vow that he would return. He told her not to worry, that he was strong and that he would see her again soon. The letter was a tapestry of love, duty, and an unshakable hope. Then came the final, gut-wrenching sentence, a sentence that prepared his mother for a future he might not be a part of. He wrote, "If this reaches you, know that I was not afraid." His name was never found. His identity remains a mystery, lost to history. But his courage was not. In that single selfless line, his legacy was sealed forever. this letter is more than just a historical artifact. It's a powerful reminder that behind every uniform there was a person, a son, a brother, a friend. A young American who answered the call of duty when history demanded it, leaving behind a life of promise for a future he might never see. His story represents countless others, the silent sacrifices that are woven into the fabric of our freedom. We often see history in broad strokes, dates, battles, treaties. But it's these personal stories, these intimate moments of human experience, that truly give it meaning. They connect us to the past on an emotional level, forcing us to remember the human cost of the liberties we enjoy today. Freedom has a voice. It speaks through the lives of those who fought for it, and sometimes that voice is written on a fragile piece of paper, tucked inside a soldier's helmet. A quiet but enduring testament to unimaginable bravery. These stories are precious. They are the threads that connect us to our past and guide us toward our future. They teach us about courage, about sacrifice, and about the enduring power of the human spirit. But history is not self-sustaining. It requires us to listen, to learn, and to share. If stories like this one, the story of the unknown soldier and his unsent letter, deserve to be remembered, then help us keep them alive. Subscribe to our channel, because history only lives if we tell it. Thanks for watching.